She to be buried in Christian burial where she willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee, she is.
How can that be, that she drowned herself in her own offense?
Why, 'tis found so.
It must be self-indendo, for it cannot be else. For here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act, and an act hath three branches. It is to act, to do, to perform. Our gal, she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, but hear you, good man Delver.
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is, will he, nil he goes. Mark you that. But if the water come to him, he drowns not himself. Our gal, he that is not guilty of his own death, shortens not his own life.
What is this law?
Aye, Mary, this is Croner's quest law.
Well, you have the truth on it. If this had not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest, and the more pity that great folk should have continence in this world to drown or hang themselves. What is he that built stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like thy wit well. In good faith, the gallows does well. But how does it well? It does well to those that do it. And when you are asked this question next, say, a grave maker. The houses that he makes last till doomsday. Go, get thee the Algon. Fetch me a soap of liquor. In youth when I did love me thought it was very sweet. To contact of the time for me, behold, only thoughts there was nothing.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it him a property of easiness.
Tis and so, the hand of littler employment hath the daintier sound. That skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once. It might be the pate of a politician, which this ass overreaches, one that might circumvent God, might it not?
It might, my lord.
Or of a courtier, which could say, Good morrow, sweet lord. This might be, my lord. Such a one that praised my lord, such a one's horse, when he meant to beg it, might it not?
Aye, my lord.
Did these bones cost no more the breeding, but to play at lockets with them? Mine ache to think on. There's another. Why may not be the skull of a lawyer? Why does he suffer this rude knave now to knock him about, and will not tell him of his action of battery? I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Mine, sir.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou lies in it.
You lie out on it, sir, and therefore it is not yours. I do not lie in it, yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it. To be in it and say it is thine, 'tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away gain from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no men, sir.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, the rest her soul is dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or the equivocation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, these 3 years I have taken a note of it. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
All the days of the year. I came to it that day that our last king Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? It was the very day young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and is sent into England.
Aye, marry. Why was he sent into England?
Why? Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, it's no great matter there.
Why?
There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith in with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
By faith, if he be not rotten before he die, he will last you some 8 or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 years.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade that he will keep out water a while. The skull has lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A whoreson mad fellow's it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
Let me see. Ah, alas. Poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy.
He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, abhorred in my imagination it is, my gorge rims at it. Here, hung in those lips that I have kissed, I know not how of it. Where be your jibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment, that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now, to mock your own grinning? Quite chapfallen? Now get you to the lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick, to this favour she must come. Make her laugh at that.
Pray thee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that?
Dost thou think Alexander looked though this fashion in the earth?
And so?
And smelt so? Pah!
And so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth to dust. The dust is earth, and of earth we make loam. Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth that kept the world in awe should patch a hole to expel the winter flaw.